sports.
Last night, rookie Ronald Acuna Jr. put his power on display, launching a pitch deep into the left field seats for the only run of the game. Tonight, Wilson Ramos and the Rays offense look to settle the score and gain a split in this two-game set. It's an interleague showdown between the Rays and the Braves next. From Tropicana Field tonight, interleague baseball. The Atlanta Braves in town to wrap up this two-game set. And for the Rays, they're looking for the split. Hi again, everyone. Welcome to an evening of Rays baseball with Brian Anderson, Dwayne Stats. Good to have you aboard. Well, the Rays won 8 games in a row. Since then, they have dropped 5 of their last 8. Looking for their first interleague win. They're 0-4 against National League teams. And they're going to send another left-hander to the mound here tonight, young Ryan Yarbrough.
Yeah, and can't wait to watch him pitch. I mean, how good was Ryan Yarbrough his last outing? That was against the Toronto Blue Jays, and let me tell you how good he was. He came into that ball game, he gave up a leadoff single to Dalton Pompey, and that was it. 15 straight retired after that. Goes 5 innings, gives up no earned runs, no walks, punches out 4. Was fantastic, kept the pitch down, worked the pitches all around the zone, did a beautiful job of changing speeds. He'll look to continue that here tonight. And how about Julio Teheran, another guy that's on a nice little run here, starting for the Braves, and look what he did his last time out. Probably his best start of the season. 7 shutout, gave up just the 2 hits. Not going to overpower you with velocity, but he's got good life on the fastball. He'll cut it, change speeds, move the ball around the zone, kind of like Yarbrough.
The Rays are looking for some more offense. They've received plenty of that from their catcher, Wilson Ramos. Buffalo is roaming all over the plane in the major leagues lately. Rich will have a further report on that.
plate and in the lineup again tonight for the Rays as they host the Braves, game 2 of this interleague series. As manager Kevin Cash likes to say, you got to have your hottest bat in the lineup, and Wilson Ramos's bat has been exactly that, coming into tonight with a robust 15-game hit streak. It's the second longest of his career and the longest by a Rays hitter since James Loney had a knock in 16 straight games back in 2013. Taking a look at our Toyota inside look, you see the list of Tampa Bay Rays from the past who have put together pretty impressive hit streaks, going back to Jason Bartlett's, the longest in team history, all the way back in 2009. That was 19 games. So Wilson is knocking on the door of those numbers, and hitting coach Chad Mottola breaks down the Buffalo's performance.
He's using the whole field. He's covering the inside fastball well as the pitch away. Ozzie and him are working on drill packages right now where they got something clicking. I'm kind of observing. His posture has been big as well as far as not bending over and crowding himself, but it's been fun to watch for sure.
Ramos in the 5-hole tonight facing Julio Teheran for the Braves, who has a career .364 batting average against Teheran. Not too shabby as the Buffalo roams towards maybe a 16-game hitting streak, and the Rays look to split the series with the Braves. 1-4 minutes to go to first pitch. Dwayne and VA coming up.
Rays continue to play close games this year. They're 15-18 overall, 5-12 in one-run games, looking to turn that around. And they'll send Ryan Yarbrough to the mound against this Atlanta Braves ball club. Atlanta in first place in the National League East at the start of the day, up by a half game. We'll take a look at the starting lineup for Atlanta, presented by your local Ford dealers. Ozzie Albies is going to lead it off again at second, followed by Ronald Acuna Jr. and then Freddie Freeman, the first baseman. Nick Markakis hits cleanup in front of the DH Jose Bautista. Tyler Flowers will catch. Ender Inciarte is in center field, batting seventh in front of Johan Camargo, the shortstop. Charlie Culberson will hit ninth and play third base.
Well, and for the Tampa Bay Rays, left-hander Ryan Yarbrough be making his second start of the season, has appeared in 8 games total. Came out of the bullpen his last outing. We talked about it a little bit in the open against the Toronto Blue Jays. Gave up a base hit and then retired the next 15 hitters and did it in efficient fashion. Does a great job of working quickly. He sets a pace, pounds the strike zone, moves the ball around, and changes speeds expertly. Let's take a look at the defense and see how it's going to line up behind him here tonight. Brought to you by Gold and Diamond Source. And in that outfield left to right, we've got Denard Span, Malik Smith, and Carlos Gomez across the infield third to first. Matt Duffy, Daniel Robertson, Joey Wendell, and Brad Miller. Wilson Ramos will be behind the plate.
Brian Stuttger, the manager of this Atlanta ball club. His team 6 games over 500. And the Braves the last few years in the wilderness after such a great run of success, showing definite signs of returning to those successful seasons. And the Rays looking for a split. Here's Albies to lead it off. First pitch of this game from Ryan Yarbrough is a fastball up and away. 1 ball, no strikes. So we are underway. A little nubber up the first base side. That ball is going to stay foul. It was squibbing one way and then the other, and finally came to rest well foul.
Well, when you look at Albies not coming out of the batter's box, you know, Brad Miller can allow that thing to just continue to roll. Who knows what it catches? Maybe spins back into fair territory. We've seen stranger things.
Albies started last night's game with a base hit. His slugging percentage against lefties, you won't believe this, it's .946. Ground ball foul outside of third, and he'll need a new bat. He has 10 home runs, 4 of those against lefties. He's hitting .459 against left-handed pitching.
Pretty incredible. He is off to a great start and such a catalyst right at the top of the lineup. You know, can run a little bit. Obviously the power, 10 homers out of the leadoff spot.
Stairs 2-2. Well, he started last night's game by lining a 97-mile-per-hour fastball from Blake Snell right back into center field. Sort of sets the tone for this Atlanta team overall.
Yeah,
they're an aggressive team.
They really are doing it. They don't see a lot of pitches top to bottom throughout the lineup. They've got good power, extra base ability. They hit for a high average. They've got a good on-base percentage.
The chop down to third. Matt Duffy gloves and throws, and that's the first out. So a chopper to third by Albies. Oh, you mentioned the last outing for Yarbrough, and boy, what an outing that was. I mean, he gave up the hit and then was perfect.
Yeah, and he did it by changing speeds. And let me tell you something, a guy like Ryan Yarbrough, who's going to set pace and he's going to change speeds as effectively as he has the last couple times he's been out there, can give a very aggressive lineup a lot of trouble. They want to be swinging the bats, and so all of a sudden you're back and forth in these guys and you can start to frustrate them.
That's a strike in to Acuna Jr. One. That outing against the Blue Jays, he came on in the third inning, gave up the hit to Pompey, and then that was it. It's 5 innings of 1-hit baseball. Struck out 4 and allowed no other base runners after the single by Pompey. 2. Acuna with 3 home runs. The run he hit last night was in the third inning, his second time up, and there was no doubt upon contact that that ball was going out of here. Strike call, fastball, and Acuna Jr. is out of there. 2 up, 2 down.
That's the other thing that I love about Ryan Yarbrough. His willingness and ability to use both sides of the plate. And you see right there, Acuna Jr. was backing out of there. That ball is a called strike. And watch Acuna Jr. already flinching, trying to get out of the way of that pitch, and it's a strike.
And here's another thing is Freddie Freeman steps in. Pitch up and in right there. Adam Hamari is the umpire tonight. And if a pitcher will establish command, more than likely he'll get the borderline call. Fly ball into left. Denard Span makes the catch. 3 up and 3 down, and Denard Span will lead off when we come back for the bottom of inning 1. And for the Rays, who come out looking for some offense tonight, lineup presented by your local Ford dealers. Span, then Crone, followed by Duffy. Brad Miller at first hits cleanup in front of Wilson Ramos and Joey Wendell. Carlos Gomez, Malik Smith, and then Daniel Robertson round out the lineup.
Taking the mound tonight for the Atlanta Braves, going to be right-hander Julio Teheran, making his 8th start of the season. And he, as you look at his season numbers, he has really tightened up the ship here over his last 4. Last 4 starts, a 2-0 record, an ERA of just 1.57, and a holding the opponent's batting average in that span to just a 165 average.
And here's Span stepping in against him. 13 of 35 in his career from his time in the National League against Teheran. A ball, no strikes. Mixed in. And that hit total, a home run for Span against the righty. 1-1. It's a 2-1 count. Span has more bats than anybody else against Teheran in the lineup tonight. Echeverria out of the lineup at 33 at bats in his career against him. That pitch is fouled away. 2-2.
Well, he's not going to blow you away with velocity. He will, much like we're going to see with Ryan Yarbrough, will use both sides of the plate. He's got good life on his fastball, not straight velocity, but there's life on that pitch. He's going to introduce a little bit of a cutter, change speeds, and he's got a pitch, and he's got a pitch from out in front.
High foul headed out of play. It was an 11-game winner last year, 11-13. The best year he's had in the major leagues was 2014. He won 14 and lost 13 with a 289 earned run average and threw 221 innings. And in today's game, that is a lot of innings.
That's a huge amount. That's a true #1 getting that high. You know, he's gone over 200 innings a couple of times the last couple of seasons. He's been around 190. So he's put together some seasons of you know, heavy work.
So full count right off the bat here, and a cut and a miss. Span out on strikes.
Well, let's take a look at that Atlanta Braves defense. See how it's going to line up here tonight. Brought to you by Golden Diamond Source. And in the outfield left to right, we have Ronald Acuna Jr., Ender Inciarte, and Nick Markakis. Across that infield, third to first, Charlie Culberson, Johan Camargo, easy for me to say, Ozzy Albies, and Freddie Freeman, with Tyler Flowers behind the plate.
C.J. Cron. First pitch fouled right back out of play for a strike. Cron had a base hit last night. He went 1 for 4. His hitting string was snapped, but he has a 14-game on-base streak still working. And there's a shot toward the corner. Is that ball going to be fair? That's a foul ball. A bid with that line drive, but hooked it foul. Tailing out of play.
Well, it just got out a little bit in front of that breaking ball, and you can see it slice right in front of the pole on that left field line.
There's the 0-2. Stairs checking in time.
Well, anytime you see a pitcher go up and in like that, immediately you think down and away and something soft usually. They're going to double up.
Oh, there's a little more than doubling up on that one. How about that? That's a dangerous location right there.
C.J. Cron ducked it. It went right over the backside of his helmet.
That is a very uncomfortable feeling. Oh, strike 3 call at the top of the zone again.
Yeah, I'm sure that C.J. Cron is thinking something soft down and away. Maybe that slider. He comes with the heater and just locks him up. Top of the zone, right down the middle almost. Flowers set up away. This pitch, plenty of plate right at the top of the zone.
Well, we saw Acuna Jr. called out on a strike there, and now Cron up. Duffy pounds it out of play. Strike 1. Home run on the year for Duffy. Overall hitting .286, .357 here at the Trop. There's a strike. Duffy quickly behind the Atlanta right-hander. Too high there with a fastball reaching 90.
You know, occasionally we'll point this out, but check out Tehran when he pulls the hand out of his glove. It stays behind that back push-off leg. He really doesn't allow a hitter to see the ball too soon. Good job of hiding it.
2-2. Well, that makes that 89 or 90 seem even a little quicker.
And it's lively.
Yep.
And he'll use it to both sides and up and down, so you're never quite sure where it's going to end up.
Pop into short right center. It's Markakis coming in to make the catch. A couple of strikeouts and a pop fly. We go to the second inning, scoreless.
looking for the Atlanta Braves. Markakis, a left-hander, so why is he still in the lineup for the Braves against a left-hander in Ryan Yarbrough? Well, take a look at these numbers. I'll tell you why. The reverse splits for Nick Markakis out of this world. He's hitting .386 against left-handers, but he is sandwiched in between a pair of Rays at the top of the charts, Malik Smith and Denard Span, both defying the odds in baseball and hitting very well against left-handers, guys.
And Markakis, overall hitting .333, takes the first pitch. 1 ball, no strikes. He leads the National League in total hits with 45. He's had some pop in that bat, so he's done it all for the Atlanta Braves here to start this season.
When you see left-handed hitters hitting left-handed pitching well, more times than not, it's the willingness to hit the ball the other way. You've got to be able to stay in there up the middle the other way.
Tough play. Wendell tries to barehand it, and Markakis has an infield hit. Yarbrough saw that one softly hit, but chopped over his head. Nothing he could do about it, and Wendell tried to make an impossible play.
Well, and right there is when you realize how tough it's going to be. As soon as you realize you can't make the play, you know how far those infielders have to come to try to do it. It becomes do or die, and that one right off the heel of Wendell's hand. I'm not sure he would have been able to get him anyway.
We're going back into his last outing. Yarbrough had retired 18 in a row before that scratch chop hit right there. Here's Jose Bautista upstairs. Bautista 3 of 12 since joining Atlanta. It's a strike, and it's 1-1. Keeping an eye on Markakis. Bautista, the 5th hitter in the Atlanta lineup. Bautista waiting, and it's popped up left side. Duffy waiting for this one to come down. And that's the first out with Markakis still at first.
And you know what's interesting about the Braves bringing in Jose Bautista? They bring him in, they get him ready, and they get him out to third base. But what he ends up doing is taking at-bats away from Ryan Flaherty. Ryan Flaherty was our friend from Baltimore who had been there for 15, 20 years.
Yeah, and all he did was, was it opening day? He was 4 for 4, had 4 hits.
And had been hitting the ball very well. Batting average over I think it was .310, couple of home runs. Had driven in some runs, playing a good third base, and ends up taking, obviously a good chunk of bats away from him.
Pitch inside to Flowers, 1-0. Yeah, Flaherty's one of those guys you root for. He battles to find a spot on a team, and then is a great utilitarian player. Can play a number of positions. Swung a good bat.
Well, we know, having been in Baltimore recently, how much they miss him there.
In fact, they would have loved to, I think, brought him back when he didn't make the club with the Phillies. And he wound up here in Atlanta, and the Braves are happy he did.
Well, he just adds so much depth to this team. You could run him out there. He was doing a great job. Now you bring in Jose Bautista, and he goes more back to that utility role. But boy, it's nice to have guys like that coming off your bench.
Flowers out in front of that last pitch. The count is 2-1. The right side, that's going to be out of play. 2-2. Well, it promises to be a very interesting year for this Atlanta ball club, and the way they've started, they've sort of served notice. You go back to 2013 when Freddie Gonzalez was a manager. They won 96 games that year and dropped to 79 wins the following year, then went to 67, 68, 72 wins last year. Ground ball knocked down. Miller will make the play at first now. He had an eye towards second, but could not get that ball to stay in the mitt. Markakis moves to second, and Flowers is out 3 unassisted.
Yeah, coming off the bag there, and you could see the way that Brad Miller was turning and setting his body up. He was going to make that throw, get the runner at second, try to complete the double play with the catcher running. But the backhand, and just as he squeezed the glove, the ball squirted right out. And you take that chance away, and they had a good chance to do it. That leaves a runner in scoring position now with 2 outs.
Inciarte, the center fielder, is the hitter. Pitch is upstairs, lefty on lefty. He's hitting 129 against left-handed pitching. Went 0 for 4 last night. Takes a look at the pitch, a little bit low, not much. 2-0. This Atlanta team leading all of baseball in team hitting with a .270 average and on base percentage at .338. That's tops. Now a strike, 2-1.
Yeah, there are really no soft spots in their lineup. You know, you saw the numbers on Inciarte, and you make a case maybe there's a soft spot, but you got to be careful with him. They've got guys up and down their lineup that are aggressive hitters, and if you make mistakes, they will capitalize.
And a base hit, shot up the middle. Smith will charge. Markakis heads to the plate. Throw's not going to be in time. Markakis scores. Inciarte goes to second on the throw, and Atlanta breaks out in front. That snaps an 0 for 19 for Inciarte.
Well, he got a mistake pitch, and you know it goes back to what we were talking about. When left-handed hitters have success off left-handed pitchers, they stay up the middle the other way. And a big reason for that, left-handed pitchers don't face a lot of lefty hitters, and so you're more comfortable trying to work them down and away. So you've got to, as a hitter, stay on that pitch and think up the middle the other way. Inciarte squirts it right back into center field, and the Braves take the lead.
Here's Camargo, and there goes Inciarte stealing third, and he's in there. That's his 14th stolen base of the year. In 16 attempts, he's tops in the National League.
He's the one guy that's going to go, and you can see Ryan Yarbrough never looked back. And so not only did he not stop Inciarte, but Inciarte got a head start. A step and a half towards third before the pitch was even going to be delivered. He got that easy.
Cut and a miss. It's 1-1, and boy, you see that leadoff infield single, that chopper, and the Braves take advantage of that, turning it into a run. And now Inciarte is at third with 2 outs.
When you think about this, that ground ball off the bat of Flowers,
Yep.
if that's just gloved, even if you just get the leadoff man, Flowers at first with 2 outs, big difference.
There's a strike, 2-2. All those little things mount up, especially if you're going through a stretch where you're not scoring a lot of runs, and that's what the Rays are doing right now. And one of the reasons that they are frustrated by their 1-run game record of 5-12.
Well, that's what Kevin Cash, you know, when you listen to him talk about the little mistakes, and he said little mistakes for us are huge because we have played so many 1-run games. Those little mistakes add up to losses, and they you know, cause you to play 1-run games.
Did he go? Yes, he did. Camargo out on strikes on the pitch, running in. To the top of the second over, the Braves pick up a run, 1-0 Atlanta.
we head into the bottom of the second inning here at Tropicana Field. Let's look at a scouting report on the Rays offense, and multifaceted. You know, this offense finding different ways to score runs. So reliant on the home run ball a year ago. 48% of their runs a season ago were scored via the home run. Just 29% this year. But guess what? Recently, they need to come back to life. Their last 8 games, Dwayne, they've played 6 one-run games. They're 3-5 and averaging just over 2.5 runs per.
Yeah, it's tough to win. In fact, with that average, to win 3 out of 8 is probably better than you would expect. Fly ball lifted the other way. Acuna Jr. back near the corner, and he misplays that one. Miller's on his way to second. That appeared to be a routine fly ball. Acuna Jr. found himself drifting with it and misplayed it for an error.
How many times do we see it? Visiting teams, especially visiting teams like the Braves, who aren't here very often. A lot of misplays, pop-ups, and foul balls here. When you look at the roof here at Tropicana Field, if you lose sight of that ball for a second, it looked like he tracked it the whole way, but you could tell by the route something was off. And he just flat out misses it.
Well, here's a chance for the Rays to take advantage early. And Wilson Ramos steps in here with a man in scoring position. He's hitting .414, 5th in the league with men in scoring position. And takes the first pitch, floating in there high. 1 ball, no strikes. Now Ramos extended his hitting streak last night to 15 with a base hit in his last at bat. That came in the 9th inning. Fouled back, that's out of play. 1-1.
Well, he's maintained the same approach, and that is to be aggressive. He is up there ready to swing the bat. He's looking for something out over the plate early to cut it loose. You know, during this streak, he's hit lefties well. He's hit righties well. He's been great in the clutch. That's why Kevin Cash said you can't take this guy out of the lineup.
Yeah, that's why he was in there last night along with Sucre. Sucre caught, and Ramos was the DH. Ramos behind the plate tonight, and now behind in the count. 1-2. Men in scoring position. You see him right there, 5th. Behind Altuve, Machado, Ramirez, and Sanchez. And a cut and a miss. Ramos out on strikes. 3rd strikeout already for Iran.
Well, he's been able to move that fastball around the zone, and here he climbs the ladder inside, and you can see how difficult it is to get that bat to that pitch, even at 88 miles an hour. Very effective.
So a big strikeout. And here's Joey Wendell. Wendell hitting .282. And he takes a strike on the corner. Wendell trying to snap an 0 for 16 right now. He had a run of 5 consecutive multi-hit games, and now 0 for his last 16. Way up with that one. 1-1. Rays with their first scoring opportunity. It comes on the 2-base error. Cut right there. That puts Wendell down in the count.
I think anytime that you're in a streak like Joey's in right now, you look to simplify things. You know, you go back to approach, you go back to trying to feel comfortable at the plate and just hit the ball hard. You know, you're not trying to place it. Just get the barrel to the baseball, and if I'm able to hit it hard, guess what? It's going to find a hole eventually. And that really has to be the mindset so these at-bats and games don't snowball on you.
2-2. Teheran moving the fastball around and putting it in pretty good location so far. It's not overpowering, but by the reaction of some of the hitters, it appears to be.
It's surprising because how many guys get pitched in any? You know, that doesn't, it's not nearly something that you see is like you used to.
Popped up. Breaking ball and a foul ball playable and caught by Culbertson.
You know, that used to be a big part of the game, pounding guys in to try to open up that outside part of the plate, and you don't see that as much anymore. So these guys, when you get a guy like Teheran that's not going to overpower you, he's working down here, he's changing speeds, and then they rush a couple fastballs in. You know, guys are getting out of the way of pitches that are on the plate.
Yeah, and most guys who throw 88, 89, as he is here tonight, are reluctant to do that. He seems very comfortable with it.
And you know what? I would make the case that really, if you're 88, 89, you had better throw in. Because if you're going to try to pitch to one half of the plate with that velocity, that is not going to go well. So you have to move that ball around and keep these guys guessing.
Gomez takes it upstairs, 1-0. We're only a couple innings in here, not even one time through the order. It seems to me that he's willing to go in there more often than the average pitcher, regardless of what the velocity is. He's just not afraid to go in there.
And that's what it is. Can't be afraid. You've got to be comfortable doing it and just cannot be afraid of what may happen. You understand that is going, if you're able to execute that pitch, not a lot of guys are going to be, if you get it where you want to in there, if a guy is able to get the barrel to it, more times than not, he's not going to be able to keep it fair if you get it to your spot. So you've got to be able to have the confidence to make that pitch. And you also realize by doing so, it's going to open up a lot of other areas for me and make it easier on me.
Gomez ahead in the count, 2-0. Foul back, 2-1. That fastball, and he liked the general location of that. Took a big cut as he usually does.
He's trying to get those arms extended. Teheran trying to sneak that by him. Let's see if he goes back to, 2-1 count. You could go off speed here. You don't want to be too predictable and come with another fastball right out over the plate.
And a cut and a miss. Went away from him.
Yeah, and you see how he kind of, like an upshoot. He really drove that ball across the zone, ended up just off the plate. Almost looked to seemingly be rising as it got to home plate. And that's where you get that deception and that late life.
Well, you're starting to see how he could have some success with the way he moves the ball around and commands it. Foul right back, out of play.
Well, we talked about the streak of, a lot of seasons where the innings are, around 190, a couple of them 200. It's a lot of experience in those innings.
Yep.
And understanding what it takes to be successful, what it takes to win a ball game.
A little bit of that one to stay alive, fouling it straight back. Another fastball.
Well, this is one of those at-bats where you get the feeling that Gomez is, almost sitting on that slider, waiting for that thing to try to unload on it and fouling off the tough fastballs. Seeing nothing but the hard stuff here.
He does have a career home run off the Atlanta right-hander. This one's going to get by Flowers to the backstop. Down and away, and the count is full.
Well, he did get the slider, but Teheran is so careful with it, ends up yanking it off the plate, and then Flowers not able to get out there and make the play. That hurts. Now Gomez is just thinking, just put the ball in play at this point. Braves have the infield back. Runner at third. Put the ball in play hard and find an opening.
So 3-2. And it's popped up. Foul ball coming down from third. Culbertson, and he makes the catch to retire the side. Rays leave a man at third. We go to the third. 1-0 Atlanta. On Fox Sports Sound is brought to you by WB Mason. Who but WB Mason, the official office supply company of the Tampa Bay Rays. And by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. On we go to the third. Number 9 hitter Charlie Culbertson, the third baseman, leads off. He caught the pop foul off the bat of Gomez, and the second fouls the first pitch for a strike. Culbertson had a triple last night. It was his triple that opened the 5th inning when Blake Snell then knuckled down and got the next 3, the top 3 in the order. There's a shot right back through the middle. Culbertson is aboard. It's a big turn at first, and he holds there. And that's hit number 3 for Atlanta, the first time through the order.
Another hitter using the middle of the field. This fastball trying to get in, doesn't quite get there, and that, that's the risk that you run. You make the pitch, maybe you get a rollover ground ball to start the inning out with an out, but it stays out over, and he able to squirt it into center field.
So for the second time, the leadoff man is aboard, second straight inning. Albies, the top of the order, shoots one through the hole on the left side, and it's first and second. So he goes after the first pitch. Suddenly a major threat by Atlanta.
Well, aggressively swinging the bat, something we talked about coming into this series. This lineup doesn't waste a whole lot of time, and Albies as confident as anybody in that leadoff spot, goes right after the first pitch, and Acuna Jr. looking to make amends for that drop fly ball out and left.
He was called out on strikes his first time. Fouls it. Well, you see the quickness of that bat. Strike one on the foul ball.
Now they talk about, he's played 12 games here with the Braves, that the hard contact, the number of times that he's one of those guys where the ball coming off the bat has that different sound.
Yeah, it's hot off the bat, that's for sure. And that just got him. He's brushed by that pitch, and the bases are going to be loaded.
That pitch was almost a strike. That was close to being a strike. That's how close to the plate Acuna Jr.'s hands are. This is not that far off the plate. A little bit of a cutter, and those hands leaning, and catches the bottom of that left hand. Yeah, look how close that is to the strike zone. Now you could almost call that a strike.
Yeah, you could. I mean, it looked, at least from that illustration, it looked like a strike.
That's the one they called him out on in his first at bat, rung him up on.
Yep. There's Freddie Freeman. Freeman lifts a fly ball into left field. Span will make the catch. Tag at third. Culbertson will head to the plate and score the run. Other runners hold at first and second as Freeman drives in the run. His 26th RBI, and now it's 2-0.
Well, you keep those other runners at first and second, and Ryan Yarbrough right now can bear down. If you give up just that one, you can live with that. This is big time trouble in the middle of this lineup.
Well, Nick Markakis will be the hitter. And Kyle Snyder, the Rays pitching coach, heads to the mound for a little get-together.
I wanted to make sure that everybody is on the same page. You don't want to let this inning get away from you.
Well, while they talk it over, we'll remind you about the Republic Bank Draft Room exclusively for Rays season ticket holders. Blends hospitality and comfort while offering local craft beers and signature food items. Tropicana Field's premier destination exclusively for Rays season ticket holders. The Republic Bank Draft Room. Call 888-FAN-RAYS for information. Now to go to work against Nick Markakis. He had that infield chopping single in the second inning, and they turned that into a run. Pitch is wide to him. And don't forget, he came into this game hitting .386 against left-handed pitching.
A veteran, you know, approaching 2,100 hits, 13th season in the big leagues. And a good idea up there.
Ground ball, foul outside of first. It's 1-1. Well, that situational hitting for Markakis. I mean, he's hitting .333 coming into this game. That's a solid .333.
Very. And look, with runners in scoring position and 2 outs, just plain old 2 outs. I mean, as it gets more and more dire, seems to come through at a higher clip. They might have him right where they want him here, just 1 out.
Yep. The pitch is wide. Albies with an aggressive lead off second base there.
Listen, he saw Inciarte and how easily he was able to steal third base. Robertson trying to keep him close.
And a shot deep to right field. That ball is going to go out of here. Home run, Markakis, number 7. A 3-run shot for Markakis, who continues to hit in the clutch. And the Braves lead it. We turn this in to a 4-run inning and a 5-0 lead.
Boy, the 3-run homers are the killers. And they're trying to go down and away, and it ends up middle in. And they're approached by Markakis. You look up the middle the other way and realize that your hands will be quick enough if there's a mistake made in. And that's exactly what happened.
The strike to Bautista. Bautista shoots it toward the corner. That's out of play and back out onto the playing field. Strike 2. Well, the number 9 hitter Culbertson started this inning with a base hit. Sacrifice fly got 1 run home. Markakis a 3-run blast for the other one.
And the big difference tonight here for Yarbrough is he just has not been as good with his command. The crispness is not there. And you think about the hit to Culberson, trying to come with a fastball in, it was middle. Markakis trying to go that fastball or cutter away, it ends up middle in. It's just been mislocation. And
one ball, 2 strikes. Has him out front off speed right there and strikes out Bautista. The changeup against Bautista.
And very good. You see him roll that over and get that fading action. The change of speed gets him. The action on the pitch.
Catcher Flowers after the first pitch fastball, fouling it away. Two. Braves with a run in the second inning. They have 4 home in the third. Flowers again reaching for a fastball or a changeup, and so he's out of there. But it's 5-0 Atlanta. Struck out 10 hitters tonight. Visit CanesStrikeout.com for a printed home voucher to take to Canes Furniture within 7 days and receive a coupon for 2 free tacos and chips at participating area Tijuana Flats locations. Restrictions apply. Now the Rays have some work to do tonight facing Julio Teheran. Alex Smith fouls it out of play. Strike 1. Malix, then Daniel Robertson and Denard Span. Two. Ball out of play. Well, Malik's 25 years old, turned 25 a couple days ago. Got to the big leagues with Atlanta in 2016 and hit .238. It's a ball, 2 strikes.
That was another example right there. You know, that fastball middle in just above the zone and the flinch by Malik's. You know, these balls surprising these hitters. They're really on both sides when they've been executed and gotten in. Guys aren't comfortable.
It's way outside there. Flowers was set up away, and that one was way off the plate.
Well, the pitch in will open up away. It won't open up that far away.
And strike 3 called down at the bottom of the zone. And Smith caught looking.
You know, and that's why they threw that ball. That pitch previous was meant to be off the plate, not that far, to set this up. The backdoor breaking ball. So now all of a sudden you throw that pitch away off the plate. The hitter takes it, okay, I'm comfortable, ball. Then you throw a breaking ball right off of that with the idea of, well, they're going to give up on that too, except this one is going to come back and head towards that outside edge. Great sequencing there by Tehran.
Now Daniel Robertson fouls one out of play. Opening fastball for a strike.
I've always loved that sequence, especially guys that would throw the backdoor cutter. You know, get ahead of a guy 0-2, run a 4-seamer off the plate 6-8 inches. If he wants to swing at it, great. If he doesn't.
Robertson into right. Markakis makes the catch.
If he doesn't, he's falling right into your trap because he's confident. Okay, yeah, I took that. That's a ball.
Yep.
Throw a cutter right off of it. They see the same, what looks like the same pitch in that same slot. Okay, it's another ball. Well, by the time they realize it's cutting, it's too late.
Yep.
Outside corner.
And you're standing out there going, sorry.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
2 up, 2 down, top of the order now. Denard Span.
You can really get into the flow of a game where on a sequence like that, you know you're standing on the mound going, if I execute this pitch, not only am I going to strike him out, he won't even swing. And you know it before you throw it. And trust me, I could count all of my strikeouts, so I can remember those. There are only a few.
Well, and that's the way Tehran pitches. I mean, from the first few innings here, we've determined that. Toward the line and left, Acuna Jr. on the run, and he'll make the catch. That was fair when he caught it. He wound up in foul territory. 1-2-3, go the Rays. We're headed into the 4th inning. It's 5-0 Atlanta.
Hats off for heroes, because no matter where you serve or when you served, we stand ready to serve all military families.
And back to the mound goes Ryan Yarbrough to open the 4th inning. Inciarte leads it off. Attempts to bunt and misses it. Strike 1. Well, Inciarte opened the scoring when he drove in Nick Markakis in the 2nd inning. One. That base hit in the 2nd. Snapped an 0 for 19. See how Yarbrough recovers from that 4-run 3rd. Base hit, softly served into center field. Alex Smith makes the pickup, and a big aggressive turn by Inciarte. He's 2 for 2 now.
Now he got a rolling breaking ball here by Yarbrough. You see him kind of spin that slider. It flattens out, and Inciarte stays right on it. Again, uses the middle of the field to great effect.
To Camargo is outside, 1-0. The right side, it's going to be out of play. 1-1.
You know, this is another one of those lineups against a finesse left-handed pitcher that you run out there where 4 of your hitters in the lineup hit from the left side with the switch hitters. So you constantly force that pitcher, if he wants to make the fastball down and away, he's got to continue to change his sights. And we've seen a number of mistakes on that pitch. That might have been part of it. I used to, you know, and I think about that because I pitch a lot like Ryan Yarbrough does. It wasn't overpowering, but I had to move the ball around. I remember when I would pitch against the Giants, Dusty Baker, as close as he would run out righty, lefty, all the way down to constantly have you changing your sights, because he knows that the fastball down and away is where you want to get things started.
Now, tough to find a groove if you're changing your sights left, right, left, right, left, right.
It's true. And it's true because the alternative was you would face some lineups where you'd run out 8 or 9 righties. And you're like, thank you. Because if I get into a groove, I'll just wear you out. In, down and away, change up, come back in. You can get into a really good groove that way. But when you're constantly moving back and forth, it can make things difficult. And all of a sudden, a mistake here, mistake there. If they catch them, and put points on the board.
Runner's gone. Swing and a miss. And that was a. They're going to send the runner back. And I'm wondering if there was contact made after the swing and miss.
Yeah, he gets long on the changeup, Dwayne, and then comes around here, and that's what you could hear him yelling on the backswing. Got him, yeah.
So it's a strikeout of Camargo, and on the backswing he got Ramos, who technically appeared to have had that ball pop away from him before contact, but now the runner breaks and the pitch is into the runner. A stolen base. So Inciarte winds up at second anyway on a steal, as it turns out. So a strikeout of Camargo. They send Inciarte back to first, and on the first pitch to Culberson, he steals second.
Boy, and I think everybody in the building, Wilson Ramos popped up out of there like he knew that was coming. Inciarte, 2 stolen bases here tonight. He got third earlier, now second. And gives him 15 on the season.
The pitch is down. You could see Ramos remind Yarbrough, give him a look, because he didn't the last time.
Well, you know what? The last time he got a guy out there at second, you started to see a couple of times he would look back. You know, sometimes there's a play where you don't look back and you're relying on your catcher to let you know. You've got a play set up beforehand. But he better keep his eye.
Now he looks him back.
I think there's some valuable lessons that could be taken out of this game by Yarbrough, going back to NCRT at second. I think, look at the last 3 right-handed hitters he's faced. I think 3 strikeouts on changeups.
Yep. He finished the 3rd inning striking out Bautista and Flowers.
And we did not notice that pitch early in the game. By the time Ryan Yarbrough got around to establishing that changeup, you're already down 5 runs. So I think that maybe going forward, you say, I need to introduce that pitch earlier.
2-1. Take the count even. Fastball in there and a miss. 2-2. Ciarte with 15 stolen bases on the year. Steal of 3rd in the 2nd, a steal of 2nd here in the 4th. Broke to the bag and then released. Ciarte has never stolen 3 bases in a game. And he's active out there with his lead.
And now the Rays are active in trying to keep him close. Yarbrough doing a good job of changing up his times of the plate.
Liner into left field. That'll be caught by Span, and back into second goes Ciarte. 2 gone, and we'll go back around to the top of the order. Pitch. Albies pops it foul. Miller after it. He's got it to retire the side. Leadoff base hit. Man left on. We go to the bottom of the 4th. 5-0.
Field, and you may or may not know this, but it's Navy Week all around the country. I'm joined by Rear Admiral Gary Mays. Gary, you're one of 15 stops around the country for Navy Week. Tampa Bay was chosen. Why was that?
Tampa Bay was chosen because it is a military-friendly community, and Navy Week allows us to showcase the Navy, our people, our mission, and relevance to national defense in a military-friendly community.
That's terrific. You got about 60 or 70 Navy people out here at the ball game, which we really appreciate. You got a chance to do something pretty special that not a lot of people get to do. You threw out the first pitch. How did that go for you?
Oh, that was awesome. I was a little high, got it over the plate, but it was a great thrill, and I was honored to do it, and I thank the Rays for allowing me to do it.
Well, we thank you for your service and all the good folks that you brought here. What's one message that you'd like to send to all the Rays fans watching tonight on Fox Sports Sun about the Navy and what it does?
Well, I'd like for them to get out and talk to some of the Navy people that they see scouring the area. And then this week culminates with the Blue Angels. So come on out, see the Blue Angels, and talk to our people.
Well, we thank you for your service to our country, and obviously Dwayne and BA, the Navy and all their folks here at Tropicana Field bringing the Rays a little good karma right now.
Yes, they are. And there's a leadoff base hit by C.J. Cron to try to get the Rays started. Cron on base again. He continues that on base streak. That extends that out to 15 games. And here's Matt Duffy. 1-0. So the Rays, the second time tonight, have the leadoff man on. Miller reached on the error by Acuna Jr. to open the second inning. He was left on. Now Cron has picked up the first Rays hit. It's 1-1.
Well, you're not going to be able to get all of these runs back at once. So it's about piecing together innings, little stretches through the lineup. The Rays have shown the ability to do that here this season. Leadoff hit doesn't hurt.
Two balls and a strike. Fouled into the stands. Evens the count at 2-2. Rays lost last night 1-0. Final game of the Toronto series on Sunday was a 2-1 loss. Looking to get the offense started. Another foul out of play. See Brad Miller on deck. That's a liner up the left field side, back toward the corner. Cron's on his way to third. It's going to be a double for Duffy. Second and third with nobody out. Fifth double of the year for Duffy.
Well, this is how you do it. C.J. Cron with a nice at bat, and then Tehran coming in, and Duffy beats him to the punch. Shoots his ball down the line, an immediate threat. Second and third, nobody out, and you're thinking about multiple runs this inning.
Well, Brad Miller up here in a big spot. 2 men in scoring position. Miller reached on the Acuna Jr. error and then moved up to third on a pass ball. Originally scored a wild pitch and subsequently changed to a pass ball. Miller takes a strike. Looks at the fastball. One and one. Second scoring opportunity of the night for the Rays with Ramos on deck. Miller at the plate. It will be out of play and put Brad behind in the count. 1-2.
Well, you're just looking for something little here. Just chip away, a couple of nice at-bats here, and now Brad Miller's got to go to work down in the count 1-2. I've seen that a couple times from him. You choke up just a little bit. The knob of that bat, a little more pronounced.
Oh, strike 3 call. Miller thought the pitch was in. A little conversation with Adam Hamari.
We've seen it all night, Dwayne. Tehran not afraid to come in any count. They want it up and in, and he drives it right to the spot.
And as we mentioned at the outset, Hamari pretty consistent with what he's been in the past. If that pitch is around that zone and close to it as that one was, that's a strike.
And it helps, as you saw, where he was set up. He was set up in there, so that pitch is coming right up at his face. He gets a great look at it.
Here's Ramos reaching, and a little tapper foul. Strike 1. Oh, Tehran's been pretty smart in combo with Tyler Flowers tonight with the way he's gone about his evening. It's a ball and a strike.
You know, he uses his fastball for being 88 to 90 miles an hour. He uses his fastball as much or more than anybody in the game, and he'll get into a pattern with that pitch. The key for him is he doesn't get into a pattern with locations. He's all over the place with it.
Now a strike, catching the plate down, and he really doesn't catch a lot of the plate, but when he does, there's a pitch down. But he's been on the corners and up on both sides.
Yeah.
And he strikes out Ramos.
Look at the last two pitches. The one down before, middle of the plate down, right at the kneecaps, and then he's trying to come up and in. Doesn't quite get it up and in, but he gets it up and out over. But when you talk about going from the very bottom of the strike zone to just above, you talk about changing eye levels. He's been masterful at that here tonight. Eye levels in and out. And boy, does that frustrate a lineup, because they're saying this guy's not blowing me away with velocity, but boy.
Now 2 outs with 2 men in scoring position. Joey Wendell at the plate, and he pops it foul out of play. Wendell trying to break out of the stretch of over 18.
And what a great spot to do it. They get yourself a couple runs batted in. Well, when he was going good, he was another one of those guys that, you know, was spraying the ball all over the field.
He's against a pitcher who's sprayed the ball all over the strike zone tonight.
That's so true.
Ground ball, and it's up the middle, but Camargo is right there. Well, the ball headed toward the middle, but Camargo shaded him way over toward the bag and throws him out. Rays lead 2 and trail 5-0. Atlanta coming in to hit in the 5th inning. Tonight's jackpot brought to you by the Florida Lottery. This young man here, Ronald Acuna Jr., served notice last night in the opening game of this series with that long home run. Takes a strike here. He's 0 for 1 with a strikeout. He was hit on the hand by a pitch. Scored a run in their 4-run third. Now it's 0-2. Up with it, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Freddie Freeman next, and then Nick Markakis. And a cut and a miss. He goes up and strikes out Acuna Jr.
Well, if you can get it there, it's effective. And this one is up above the zone, and it's in tight. And the guy that wants to get his arms extended, you tie him up a little bit.
Well, that's strikeout number 6 for Yarbrough. Here's Freddie Freeman. Foul back for a strike. One and one. Two balls, 2 strikes. And he gets Freeman on strikes. Back-to-back strikeouts here of Acuna Jr. Now Freeman.
Well, not often you get to see Freddie Freeman take a swing so awkwardly. Really fooled by this pitch. It's the changeup away to a lefty, and that's the first one that he's thrown here all night. First one really that comes to memory that you've seen Yarbrough throw. Left on left change, and that's the swing that you get. Not expecting it.
Another left-handed bat, Markakis. Ball, no strikes. Two and 0 count. Two and 1. Two now.
A couple of front door cutters, and they have been well located. Markakis giving up on both of them. Get back into this count.
Down to third, grabbed there by Duffy. Throw to first in time, and it's a 1-2-3 fifth. Bottom half of the frame coming. Rays trail 5-0. Score down 5-0. Tomorrow a day off. They'll head to Baltimore. Rays live Friday. Pre-game show presented by your local Honda dealers. We'll hear from Jake Faria, who will be on the mound, and Arestas will break down Manny Machado. Rays still looking for their first run. Have just 2 hits. Here's Carlos Gomez. Up and in and popping away from Flowers. 1-0. Matt Andriese is up in the Rays bullpen at the moment. Two and 0. The outside part of the plate there. 2-1.
Well, back to the drawing board. You try to build another inning. That bottom half of the 4th inning hurt.
Yeah, you really hate to miss opportunities like that. Speaking of hurting, you know, he was way out in front of that one at 68.
Yep. You talk about a change of speed on the breaking ball. Slow curve. And Gomez, try as he might, could not lay back enough, and he's not real happy either.
Up and in, and the helmet goes flying. 3-2.
Boy, think about how he's worked Carlos Gomez during the course of this at bat. A couple of fastballs up and in, a fastball away, a slow breaking ball.
And the fastball that's fouled back.
He was going hard, soft, hard, softer, and then hard, hard. See if he goes back to the breaking ball.
Ground ball. Second base, and Gomez is out of there. Albies to Freeman. Alex Smith. Alex, as we mentioned earlier, is with the Braves. Technically, the Rays got him from Seattle. Never really played for the Mariners. Rays got him along with tonight's starting pitcher Ryan Yarbrough in the Drew Smiley deal. 1-0. Alex started the night hitting .330, 7th in the league in hitting, and lines this one fair beyond the bullpen. Alex on his way to second base. The pickup by Markakis, and it's a double from Alex Smith. That's number 5 for Smith, and the Rays, with 1 out, have another man in scoring position.
Well, they've been so good in these situations all season long. That's dried up a little bit here recently, but they get it by virtue of that swing right there. That fastball trying to run it up and in, and Alex a little bit quicker to the spot. Gets himself out to second base here with 1 out. You know, coming into this game, Dwayne, the last 23 base runners the Rays have been able to put out there, and was it 1 run they've scored? They've had their opportunities.
Boy, and what an opportunity they had in the 4th. There's Daniel Robertson. A piece of that one, a foul ball for a strike.
They still were 4th in the American League in batting average with runners in scoring position coming into tonight. But you're right, that the 4th inning, 2nd and 3rd. In fact, you know, when you see something like that present itself, you're thinking, okay, you're scoring these 2. It's 5-2, and you build from there.
Yeah. Turn, nothing doing back there at second on Smith. Well, the Rays have had men in scoring position in 3 of the 5 innings now. No runs yet. close to Robertson. 1-1. Robertson came into the game hitting .291. .288 right now. Top of the order on deck. And he's out in front. 1 ball, 2 strikes. That's the other thing about Teheran. He changes speeds seemingly on every pitch he has. He may throw you the same pitch, but it doesn't seem as if it's the same pitch.
No, you know what? And the ability to do that, okay, look I recognize slider.
Yep.
But is it the 78 or is it 81 or is it 74?
Yep.
Is it going to be a 68-mile-an-hour hook? I mean,
foul back. It's out of play.
Well, you're able to do that. You're able to, change locations, pitch in and out, change speeds, pitch back and forth, change speeds within a certain pitch. Well, you talk about giving a hitter a whole lot to think about. You really start to put them on the defensive. They're not nearly as aggressive. They're allowing the game to come to them, kind of feeling for the baseball instead of attacking the baseball, and that's the goal of a pitcher like Teheran.
And time. Teheran holding the ball out there, and Robertson granted time by the plate umpire. Well, the Rays right now in this series, last night they were 0 for 3 with men in scoring position. 0 for 6 tonight, so they're 0 for 9 with men in scoring position. And Robertson down in the count, 1-2. Lifts it to the right side, down the line. Markakis closing. He will be there. A foul ball as he makes the catch. And Smith remains at second base. Well, 0 for 7 now.
When you talk about the runners in scoring position numbers going down, opportunities have still presented themselves, but if you're not going to be getting the job done in that department, and oh, by the way, at the same time, the long ball has dried up. This team had a nice little run there of hitting some home runs after a slow beginning in that category, but that's dried up a little bit. Now you're not getting it done with runners in scoring position. It's why obviously they're having trouble scoring right now.
Well, and that's probably the one element where this offense could use a little boost in the power department. One hopper off the bat of Span. Albies takes care of that. So the Rays miss another scoring opportunity and trail 5-0. 5-0, and here is how we have gotten to this point. Inciarte with a base hit to center, scoring Markakis in the second inning, and then Markakis capped a 4-run third with a 3-run home run, so he's been central to the damage handed to the Rays, and Julio Teheran has been terrific for Atlanta.
He really has. He's taken that fastball and he's used it a lot tonight. He has moved it all over the zone, and as much as you could stand at the plate with the bat in your hand and know you're going to see a fastball, you have no idea where it's going to be. That's how effective he's been with that pitch.
Well, Matt Andriese, the new pitcher for the Rays, as we go to the 6th inning, and the pitch is a strike. Andriese follows Yarbrough, pitching 5 innings. 11th appearance for Matt. Down to short for Robertson, and his throw is right there. Bautista, the first out in the 6th inning, at 0 for 3. For Yarbrough, 6 hits. He gave up the 5 runs, all earned. 7 strikeouts tonight. Surrendered the home run to Markakis. All 3 of the home runs given up by Yarbrough this year have been to left-handed hitters. Max Kepler, Rafael Devers, and now tonight to Nick Markakis. Flowers takes the ball, sweeping wide, 1 ball, no strikes.
You wonder the next time we see Ryan Yarbrough pitch if we don't see that changeup introduced a little bit earlier. That really seemed to help things out, and we didn't see it really until it was after 5-0. And after that, he started to introduce it to the righties, got some strikeouts with it, got Freddie Freeman with it, left on left, very good changeup.
Yeah, I thought that was a great observation you made there, because after the home run, he did get the next 2 hitters on that changeup.
It's a big pitch for him. I mean, when you can back and forth, and he's another guy, much like Teheran, not afraid to throw that fastball in. So you think about working that fastball, working quickly. Oh, here comes a changeup, on top of the breaking ball. It's just it stands to reason. And sometimes, for whatever reason, you don't get to it early enough, and by the time that you do, sometimes it's too late.
And a strike call. Flowers caught looking, out number 2. So 2 up and 2 down.
Well, a little over 18 innings of work. Matt Andriese had 22 strikeouts, make it now 23 on a well-located fastball down and away.
Under Inciarte. He's 2 for 2 with 2 stolen bases. The pitch is a strike. Inciarte coming off a 201 hit season last year. Picks up a little on the bat, takes that pitch for a strike, and it's 0-2. Lifts it toward the corner and left, cutting across his span, but it's out of play. And a nice catch down there. And a couple souvenirs, apparently. Starting a collection.
Ooh, he let it get a little too close.
He did.
You got to play that with your hands out in front a little bit. And he's got the bruise on his chest to show.
That's right. And giving no ground to that bruise at this point. Another popper left side. That's Duffy. He's got it. 1, 2, 3. Andrees here in the 6th against Atlanta. C.J. Cron will open the home half of the inning when we return. Five 0 ball game. Home half of the 6th coming up. There were over 42,000 hits in the 2017 season. All you need is one to keep the streak alive. Download Beat the Streak and compete to win $5.6 million. Go to MLB.com/BTS or download Beat the Streak in the App Store. First pitch strike, bottom of the 6th inning underway with C.J. Cron leading off. Duffy next, and then Miller. Breaking ball misses. 1-1. Julio Teheran, the 27-year-old right-hander. 2-1. Matt Duffy on deck. Teheran, especially last year, prone to the home run ball, gave up 31 home runs last year. Pitch up and it's fouled back. 2-2.
Well, here's the thing. We've seen his ability and willingness to attack hitters with fastballs all over the zone. Well, if at 88 to 90 you're not getting those fastballs where you'd like them, well,
yeah, they wind up where you don't like them.
That's right. That's right. They go home with somebody.
Yep. Fly ball from Markakis right there for it. One gone.
I know it, Dwayne, because I lived it. I pitched the same way. I mean, I would attack and come at you like I had stuff.
Yep.
And I didn't. So guess what? When I missed, I gave up some bombs.
Yeah, but that also helped you get those guys out when you went after them.
I had no choice. I couldn't fiddle around the strike zone and last very long. So make sure there's solo shots.
Duffy, a ground ball base hit up the middle. He picks up the second hit of the night.
Number 13, Brad Miller.
So he's 2 for 3 and aboard for Brad Miller. So the Rays with 4 hits off the right-hander. Want to know. So the Rays And put men on base in 4 of the 6 innings so far. They've had men in scoring position in 3 of those innings, trying to get Duffy up there. The pitch is down 2-0. Atlanta building a 5-run lead with a 4-run third. Duran making his first career start against the Rays here tonight. He hasn't walked anybody. In fact, we have not had a walk in this game. Miller getting time. Rays looking for their first run of the night, first run of the series, shut out 1-0 last night. The Braves pitching now on the road have gone 32 consecutive scoreless innings.
Remarkable. Yeah, remarkable run. Obviously the shutout last night, 2 previous, the last time they were on the road against the Mets.
Full count to Miller. Well, it's about time.
Yeah, you cannot keep this. You can't keep this pace. They have to give up a run. That'd be as good a time as any. Sean Newcomb, you see him right there, and he was fantastic last night. 6 shutouts, 6 strikeouts. Really good job the fastball and the changeup, back and forth all night.
And a pitch shot foul, but it's going to be well out of play. And a cut and a miss. Miller is out on strikes for the second time tonight.
Just when he gets you looking for that fastball, here he comes with the slider that doesn't have a take. It got him more on the change of speed than the actual movement of the pitch. Well out in front.
Ground ball off the bat of Ramos, picked up by the second baseman. Albies throws him out, and the Rays are finished in the 6th, no runs.
Rays and Braves. Time now to take a look at our Chevy prospect spotlight. A couple of guys in AAA Durham. Anthony Bonda, who came over in the deal for Steven Souza on Monday versus Norfolk, went his longest in a game this season. Pitched into the 7th, 6 2/3. He is scheduled for his next start Saturday. And Christian Arroyo, who came over from the San Francisco Giants in the Evan Longoria deal on Monday against Norfolk, 1 for 4 with a grand slam, and he's hitting over 300 in his last 10 games. That's your Chevy prospect spotlight, boys.
Well, here tonight, our game moves into the 7th inning. The Rays have had a difficult time against the right-hander, Julio Teheran. First pitch to Camargo here is a ball skipping to the backstop. Chuck Hernandez, the Atlanta pitching coach, spending some time with his pitcher in the dugout. Foul right back, 1-1. The Braves get some action up in their bullpen. It's Sam Freeman. Pitch is down. 2-1 now. We talked about that scoreless streak the Braves pitchers have put together on the road and how they had extended it to 27 coming into the game tonight, and they've shut out the Rays through 6. And referencing that 1948 team, and that was a team that their pitching staff had Johnny Sane and Warren Spahn, so pretty good pitching staff, pretty good starters on that club. Here's Span coming on to make the catch. Camargo tried to drop it in front of Denard out there, and he denied a hit. 1 away. Nice catch out there.
It really was. That was a great read by Denard Span. He read that very quickly off the bat, got on his horse. Keep the eyes behind that glove and make a nice sliding catch. Your Bonefish Grill fresh catch of the day, courtesy of Denard Span.
There's Culbertson. Pitch is a strike. Ground ball foul, 0-2. 48 Braves team lost in the World Series to the Cleveland Indians, managed by Lou Boudreau. Yeah, that was a team that won the one-game playoff against the Red Sox, and Boudreau had a big day at Fenway, and the Indians in 1948 had a great year.
I think that was the last, that's the last time, right? Because 54 they made it, lost. That was the catch out in center field by Willie Mays.
Yep.
And that's, yeah, that's been it. Been a while.
Two now to Culbertson. Had the privilege of spending some time in the booth with Lou Boudreau.
Oh, that's
and,
right.
What a great gentleman, and what a great baseball guy he was.
You imagine the stories, the experiences, what he got to see and do.
Culbertson out on strikes. Well, 9 strikeouts for Rays pitching. Yeah, he was the shortstop and the manager of that Cleveland Indians ball club.
That's fun.
Yeah.
I'm going to put myself in short, and I'm hitting third.
Yeah.
Or actually, today you'd hit second. I want to hit second. Now, who were you with when you worked with him?
The Cubs. Did radio for the Cubs, and the first 2 or 3 years, Lou was still full-time. Eventually retired, went It's a strike.
You know, Dwayne, you should write a book.
Been thinking about it. Position to win, still available, by the way.
There you go.
There. This one is down. 1 ball and 1 strike.
I like the title. I like
Yep.
the title a lot because that's what it's about. Put yourself in. Right?
One would hope.
I like that. Yeah.
Just looking forward.
It's good.
It's a foul ball back. Well, you know, I'm blessed to have Lou Boudreau as a partner. I've been blessed to have the partners I've had, because if you can't learn something from all you guys just by sitting next to you, you know, there's something wrong. There's just a ton of knowledge from those guys, and you included. Good stuff.
You know what? I mean, even the stuff we've joked with, you know, friends and. Good. We'll get back to it later.
We're probably saying ground ball will take care of Atlanta in the top of the 7th inning. That's handled by Roberts in the shortstop. 7th inning stretch, 5-0 Braves.
Seventh inning at Tropicana Field. They continue to trail 5-0. Big reason why the job of Julio Teheran tonight. He was absolutely fantastic. Working that fastball all around the strike zone, up, down, in and out, occasional breaking ball, just to keep you honest. But really was not afraid to pitch inside against righties or lefties, and just continued to move that pitch around. Threw the fastball a lot, but never got caught in patterns of location.
And the Rays will now face the left-hander, Sam Freeman. 19th appearance. And he faces the left-handed bat of Joey Wendell. Wendell 0 for 2. He's fouled to third and grounded to the shortstop. Hit the ball up the middle with a couple men on in the 4th inning, but they had Camargo over there shaded the middle. 2-0 the count. Freeman in the game. The Rays get their bullpen up. Andrew Kittredge busy in the Rays bullpen. Strike on the inside part of the plate. Freeman, 30 years old. Take it to 3-1. Fastball missing. Freeman has had big league time with the Cardinals and the Brewers. Born in Houston, makes his home in the Dallas area, so he's covering the 2 big metro spots in Texas. And in relief of Tehran, who was very good.
I'm having trouble finding the strike zone. Been a little erratic here with the control. Rays could use some help, use a base runner or two.
Now strike. We'll run the count full. Gomez next. See if the Rays can get to this Atlanta pitching staff. Oh, strike 3 call. Wendell called out on strikes. A pitch 95 down on the outside corner.
You know, a guy that comes in and some pitches all over the place, struggling a little bit with control. 3-1 fastball, and then the 3-2 fastball is his best pitch of the AB. 6 pitches in, and he absolutely dots that corner right at the knees. Well, it's been that kind of night.
And Carlos Gomez, who was fouled out and grounded out. It's down, a ball, no strikes. Nothing. .93 pitches for Tehran. No runs, 4 hits, 6 innings. .3-0, so he's behind Gomez as he was Wendell. Now a strike. No walks yet in this game. We're in the bottom of the 7th. A couple 3 ball counts here with Freeman in. 3-1 on Gomez. And that's a strike. Gomez trying to coax a walk, but strike right there at the bottom of the zone.
Well, no, you just mentioned it, Dwayne. No walks. Adam Hamari has been looking to call strikes.
Yeah.
He reminds you of Jeremy Rehak from a couple of ball games ago.
And that's his reputation, as we discussed at the outside, the outset of this game. Fly ball lifted toward right. Markakis near the line makes the catch. So 2 gone. Well, the new Rays Flex Pack has been released, featuring a limited time low price of $75 for 5 lower level tickets. Great deal. Save up to 60% off the single game ticket price and get a Devil Rays pullover presented by Dex Imaging with each pack purchased. Visit RaysBaseball.com/flex. Rays up. Malik Smith swinging and missing. Strike 1. Well, we've talked about this before, but I just think it makes sense talking about the approach Hamari has behind the plate. You're back there looking for strikes, and as long as everybody knows that, then you're playing by the same set of rules. And if there's a pitch close, as we've seen tonight, it's a strike.
Get up there ready to swing the bat.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the way the game used to be played. And so you know, you're right. If a guy's strike zone was a little bit wider than some, well, if it was the same for both guys and you knew that going in, then you'd be ready to attack a mistake or lean out there and go get you something.
Yeah, and I think with all the discussion about clocks in the outfield and all that, just widen the strike zone, make it liberal. Let's go. Swing and a miss. Smith out on strikes. We're at the end of 7-5-0 Atlanta. Sports Sun brought to you by your Southern Chevy dealers and by your local Ford dealers. From Tropicana Field tonight, the Rays and the Braves in interleague play. Atlanta winning last night 1-0, and they have not allowed the Rays a run tonight. And Andrew Kittredge comes on for the Rays to pitch the 8th against Atlanta.
Are we sure that's him? You don't recognize him without the full beard
Yeah.
or even the half beard. I'll take your word for it. He's on for the 10th time. Fastball slider, here we come. That'll tell us if it's him.
Yep, that's it. First pitch, Acuna Jr. bounces one foul, strike one. Braves left fielder 0 for 2 tonight. Couple strikeouts. He was hit by a pitch and then scored on the 3-run home run struck by Markakis. Slider misses, 2-1. Yarbrough worked 5 innings, gave up 5 runs, including a home run. Andriese, 2 perfect innings with a couple strikeouts. That'll even the count to Acuna Jr.
Good slider right there by Kittredge to get back to even. See if he sticks with that offering. Fastball, get up in the mid-90s. Good snappy slider.
And he gets Acuna Jr. Strikes him out, and he did stay with it.
Yes, he did, and he got an awkward swing. Really overpowered Acuna Jr. with the breaking ball. That pitch just tracking off the plate, and the awkward swing by the young left fielder.
So a 3 strikeout night for Acuna. 10 strikeouts for Rays pitching tonight. Here's Freddie Freeman. Pitch is a strike. Freeman drove in a run with a sacrifice fly. That came in the 3rd. Otherwise, officially 0 for 2. Including a strikeout in the 5th inning against Yarbrough. Two strikes now. The fastball in off the plate, 1-2. Now 2-2. And strike 3 called. Freeman looking at the slider. A couple of strikeouts for Kittredge.
Boy, he's coming out firing here tonight. Good fastball, throwing pitches with conviction. Another breaking ball right there. Just unleashed it right to the top of the zone. Probably not exactly where he wanted it, but he had him set up and locked him up.
Nick Markakis chops this one down to first, reaching for that one. And it's a 1-2-3 inning. Miller taking care of that. Bottom of the 8th coming. 5-0 Atlanta.
5-0 here on Fox Sports Sun. Let's take a trip down on the farm again. A rehab start tonight for Nate Eovaldi, and he continues his way back to the big club. 2 innings pitched tonight. Gave up just 2 hits and 1 run with 3 strikeouts. He threw 32 pitches, 22 of which were strikes, and he will provide a big help once he gets called up to the big club, guys.
32 pitches, 2 innings tonight for Eovaldi. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Rays trying to break out of this offensive slumber, facing Peter Moylan. 1-0. Moylan on for the 17th time. Ooh, there goes the bat. We've seen that more than once with Robertson. The bat rebounding off the netting over the dugout.
We've seen it more than once in a single AB.
Yes, we have.
So stay tuned.
Yeah, not yet in the class of Kelly Shopping.
No.
Not near the distance.
No. Kelly Shopping.
Is 1-0, 2-1 now the count. It reminds me that if I'm not mistaken, Johnny Field is wearing Kelly Shopping's number 10.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Kelly was Roman numeral X. But he did. He had the right combo of release point, launch angle, and therefore distance.
Yeah.
He was the original.
Yeah. Turning loose of that bat at the proper launch angle to maximize length, depth, the whole thing. Spin end over end.
It was Olympic level. It was a hammer throw.
Full count now to Robertson. And a cut and a miss. Robertson out on strikes. 10 strikeouts for Atlanta pitching. 39-year-old right-hander picks up the first out of the inning.
Boy, that sidearm arm angle, able to drive that fastball, keep it low, and he gets good velocity from the arm slot. I'll tell you, Brian Snitker, he's got some different styles coming out of that bullpen that would be fun to work with. We've seen a bunch of them here the last couple of ball games.
Now base hit, punched the other way by Denard Span. He picks up a 1-out single in the 8th inning. Hit number 5 for the Rays. C.J. Cron singled in the 4th. Tapper foul. Strike. That pitch in on his fist.
Ooh, get off me.
0-2.
Hey, it's our couple.
Yes, they're back.
You know, and they look bored. C.J. Cron, right now, make a move. Make him dance out there in left field.
Absolutely. Well, they've shown that they can handle it. Off the end of the bat, foul. Piece of that one to stay alive up there.
Boy, if you looked at the marks on that bat from the last 2 foul balls, they'd be about, I don't know, 2.5 feet apart.
Yep. Yeah. One just above the handle. just go back.
Yeah.
Great job by the truck. Crone let it go. And a nice catch out there.
He knows the area. He knows the area. Go visit. Go say hello. You've already done it once. He did another one in that game, didn't he? Just a few feet down.
Yes, yes.
You know.
And he's staying alive. I mean, this could happen at any time.
Right.
Leave one of those out over the plate, let him jump on it. I'm sure they're prepared again to make a great catch. Thrown down, 2 strikes. It's wide. Sweeps out there.
I love those earbuds. Not really buds. They're a bit more like.
Well, they're tuned into this at bat because they know with Crone at the plate, anything could happen at any time. So you'd better be alert.
And you know, they got a good view of it. So they're attacking it from both angles. Great headphones, though. You hear nothing.
Two. Broken bat and a roller to the right side. And it's not going to be played. That's going to be a base hit. Albies ranging a far piece to his left and could not make the play. But Crone earned that one.
Well, he did. He did, Dwayne. In and out. And he ends up losing that bat. But did this ball catch the lip of the turf? It kind of came up on it. I mean, that bat went down a champ. See if it catches the lip here. Kind of came up on him right there off the heel. I don't know if that caught the lip or not, but it definitely had a little jump in it at the end.
Well, Crone will take the hit. Chuck Hernandez makes a trip out there. Matt Duffy's going to be the hitter.
He's telling Chuck Hernandez right now, do you see how much pine tar's on this ball? You realize how much pine tar's on this ball? Hit him right in the thumb.
Action down there in the bullpen. Mentor is up now.
And a couple of lefties, huh?
Jesse Biddle was up already, and he's been joined by Mentor. Now Matt Duffy. That's a strike. Moylan last year was very busy in Kansas City. He was in 79 games with the Royals last year. Tapper foul. Moylan had a run with Atlanta starting in 06 up through 2012, briefly with the Dodgers, back with Atlanta briefly, then Kansas City, and now back with the Braves again. Foul out of play. Span at second base, Crone's at first. Miller on deck. 2 lefties in the bullpen as Moylan works to Duffy. Ground ball, back a third, foul. Well, you get that angle from Moylan, and it's almost, and we saw it with Crone, anything could happen with the baseball. It could move in any direction off the bat.
Yeah.
Because you're likely is not going to hit it with a part of the bat that you just don't think you're going to hit it with.
I mean, he can sweep the breaking ball. The fastball is going to have life and run to it, no doubt. And he pitches to both sides of the plate, much like every other Atlanta pitcher we've seen in this series.
One out, Span single. Crone followed with that infield hit. So far this year, right-handed batters hitting over 400 off him. Last year with Kansas City, he held right-handed hitters to a 161 average. And the battle continues with 2 strikes. Duffy fouls another one. It's 4 foul balls with a 2-strike count. Now have 6 hits. Hit totals equal between these two teams, but the Braves have all the runs. This one way wide, now 1 and 2.
The Rays are making Moylan work, that is for sure. Putting together some at-bats, got some base runners here.
One-two pitch. Fouled again by Duffy. Eight pitches into this at bat. Three pitches for Moylan. And another one. You talk about a study in contrast. You go from the hard-throwing left-hander Freeman to Moylan, a kind of sidewinding right-hander.
Well, managers love those options. They love to be able to bring in those guys that have, you know, obviously throw from different sides, different styles, different looks. All about matchups.
Ground ball, foul third base side, and it continues. 10 pitches in. Duffy has bettered Crone in pitch count against Moylan now. And there's a ball wide. So after all of that, we go to 2-2. And now the count is full. 3-2.
And at bat. I mean, fouling off the tough fastballs, not expanding on the breaking balls. When this gets to be a hugely important pitch.
Here it is. And ball 4. The bases are loaded, and boy, what an at bat for Duffy here against Moylan. The bases are going to be loaded, and that's going to be it for Moylan. A 13 pitch at bat for Duffy, who draws the walk, and Moylan will leave with the bases loaded. Call to the bullpen brought to you by the Florida Lottery. Inning, don't miss your chance to play for the massive Powerball jackpot. Pick your lucky numbers and get your Powerball ticket at any Florida Lottery retailer. The Florida Lottery, it's your ticket. Claim it. Must be 18 or older to play. Play responsibly. A.J. Minter, who was in the ball game last night, he came on in the 8th inning last night. Pitched 2/3 of an inning, gave up a hit and picked up a strikeout. And he faces Brad Miller. Brad 0 for 3 tonight. Goes after the fastball and missed it. A little cut on that one, strike one.
Yeah, at 92. And we've seen here A.J. Minter's got a good fastball, but when you looked at his numbers too, he also has walked 10 in 15 innings. So he can get scattershot.
Oh, 2, so quickly ahead. Right back with a cutter.
And able to get a lot of velocity on those pitches. He forces those quick decisions. All these stuff guys do.
Now 1 ball, 2 strikes. Crone had an 8-pitch at bat against Moylan. Fouled off 5 pitches. Duffy had a 13-pitch at bat with 8 foul balls to load the bases, drawing the walk. Loaded, 1 out, 1 and 2 the count on Brad Miller. And Minter strikes him out. So Minter comes in and picks up the 2nd out.
Well, he's stuck with that cutter, and 4 in a row, all in the low 90s and all in impossible spots to do anything with.
Well, here's Wilson Ramos tonight. 0 for 3 and with a 15-game hitting streak. 3 career slams. First pitch is a strike. How about Atlanta pitching on the road? They've gone 34 and 2/3 innings of scoreless baseball now.
Hard to believe. Hard to believe.
Almost fouls it. He got a fastball out over the plate at 97 up. 0-2. A 2-strike count. And Ramos takes it down, a man blocked by Flowers.
Yeah, and that's an important block and a very good one, quite frankly. You're talking about a cutter down in the dirt, low 90s. So he needs to get away from guys, and he just smothers it. You lean that chest over top of that baseball and knock it right to the ground.
One, 2, and a ground ball, base hit into left. That will score Span. Crone's going to head to the plate. A base hit for Ramos to get the Rays on the board, and finally to come through against this Atlanta pitching staff. That makes it 5-2. Ramos extends his hitting streak to 16.
Yeah, and during that time frame, it doesn't matter. It hasn't mattered. Left-handed, right-handed. He's been great with runners in scoring position, and he's does a great job right there of getting on top of that high-octane fastball up in the zone and hitting it hard enough to get it by Culberson down there at third. Get the Rays on the board. Maybe that's all it takes.
Rob Refsnyder will hit now for the left-handed hitting Wendell. Refsnyder in here against Minter. Runners at first and second. Pitch biting down and in. The runs charged to Moylan. It's a strike, 1-1. Starts to go and checked on the pitch again. Darting down and in. It's 2-1. So Dan Winkler last night, he's up in the bullpen for Atlanta. Romo had been up for the Rays, still up, and Colomé starts to loosen alongside up the right field line. Fly ball center field. Ciarte is there to make the catch. Rays send 7 men to the plate. They get on the board in the 8th. It's 5-2 Atlanta. Rays finally get on the board. First runs allowed on the road in the last 34 2/3 innings by Atlanta pitching. Nick Markakis belted a 3-run home run and a 4-run third to make it 5-0. Rays got 2 in the 8th to make it 5-2, and we go to the 9th with Sergio Romo on for the 15th time, facing Jose Bautista here to begin the 9th. Romo served that one up there, and now there's an issue with Romo. Missed with that pitch high. So Kevin Cash out there. Romo just entering the game. Here's a look.
Tough to say with any certainty. other than something went horribly wrong. Just buckled right there after delivering the pitch. Stay in there.
So Sergio Romo says he's all right. Let's hope that he is. The pitch is down. Rays defensively have Brad Miller at second, moving over from first, and Rob Refsnyder playing first base. There's a strike, 2-1. Wendell lifted for the pinch hitter. Refsnyder lined out to center to end the 8th. Romo trying to keep Atlanta in check and give the Rays one last shot. Foul toward the bullpen, and the count goes to 2-2. Braves have their closer, Aroldis Vizcaíno, loosening in the bullpen. Fly ball center field. Malik Smith is there. One away. Now the catcher is Tyler Flowers. Go for 3 tonight. Couple strikeouts on the evening. 11 strikeouts for Rays pitching, and 11 for Atlanta. And the strike call to Flowers. The Rays due to have Gomez, Smith, and Robertson up in the bottom of the 9th. 2. Rays tried to get something going against Vizcaíno last night in the 9th. Gave up a single and a walk, but they did not score. Tapper. Romo with a little underhanded toss to first, and he seemed to be less than 100% going after that.
Yeah, there's no doubt that something's bothering him, and you know he right now is insistent on staying out there and finishing this inning. But you could see as he's heading over to get that ground ball and gets rid of it right there. Body language says everything. Something doesn't feel right.
Two gone. Here's Ciarte. She's outside. A little wide there, and it's 2-0. A little hop after that delivery.
Yeah, it looks like he's almost favoring that left leg just a hair after he delivers the pitch towards the plate.
It's a strike. 2 outs, bases empty.
And really, it could be anything.
Yep.
I mean, you at this point, you have no idea, but you know that he's feeling something.
2-2 on the check swing, foul ball. Romo following Kittredge, who had 2 strikeouts and a 1-2-3 8th, and now Romo 2 outs into the 9th with the bases empty. Ciarte lifts a fly ball into left. Denard Span is there and makes the catch. A 1-2-3 ninth. So we go to the bottom half of inning 9. Carlos Gomez will lead it off. Rays down 5-2. Rays baseball on Fox Sports Sun, brought to you by your local Toyota dealer. Toyota, let's go places. And by your local Honda dealer. We go to the Rays half of the 9th inning. They will face Aroldis Vizcaíno.
You are now in save territory, and he is 5 out of 6 on the season. 15 2/3 innings, 16 strikeouts. Opponent's average very good there at 164.
Well, here's Carlos Gomez trying to get something going. The pitch, did he go? He did, says Chris Siegel down at first.
One ball running in on him, and they got him flashing that bat a little too far.
And the pitch swung on high, fly ball into left. Acuna Jr. is there to make the catch. First out in the bottom of the 9th. Coming up, Rays Live, the post game presented by W.B. Mason. Rich and Orestes will be there to host it. We'll hear from Kevin Cash in the manager's press conference, and we'll have sound from the clubhouse. Mallex Smith. Which is a strike. Day off tomorrow. The Rays will be headed to Baltimore. Jake Faria will open that series. Doubleheader on Saturday. And a single game Sunday. And on to Kansas City and then to Anaheim. Long road trip. 0-2 the count on Mallex Smith. Rays will be home next on the 22nd. And Mallex Smith is out on strikes. 2 up, 2 down here in the 9th inning. Rays will be back to take on Boston and Baltimore on the next homestand. Just disappeared on Mallex.
You know, that didn't have a lot of movement down and in. It just was almost straight down.
First pitch is a strike call to Robertson, who's looking for his first hit tonight. Right now, the Rays have actually out-hit Atlanta 7-6. But managed just the 2 runs in the 8th and a ground ball to third. Back of the bag and off Culbertson's glove, deflecting to Camargo. And Robertson has a hit. And the Rays collect their 8th hit.
Yeah, maybe the break they need. Hey, down 3 runs. This game far from over. Close, but actually, you know what? Dwayne hopped
his heel.
Yeah, right over the bag. You know, he may have been anticipating that ball grazing the bag and ended up really overrunning it.
So a base hit for Robertson. And here is the top of the order, Denard Span. Pitch is wide.
I'll tell you what, this is set up with the right guys. Denard Span's going to give you a quality at bat. If he can work his way on, and you got CJ Cron, we know he's got power, and that's what you would need. So
Span takes ball 2. 2-0. Well, you're right about that. One thing normally said, Span will not help the opposing pitcher. And he's ahead 2-0 in the count. He takes a strike. That's a big zone.
yeah, that's what he's telling him. He's like, listen, it didn't have to be, but that has been called really all night long for both sides.
The tap foul will even the count. With 2 outs, Robertson singled, and now 2-2 on Span, trying to get Cron to the plate. Ground ball down to first. Freeman with the toss to Vizcaíno, and this game is over. It's a 5-2 final. Rays out hit Atlanta 8-6, but dropped this one 5-2. Duran will get the win. Yarborough will take the loss, and a save for Vizcaíno. And Atlanta wins both games of this interleague matchup. 2 hours and 51 minutes to play it. Day off tomorrow for the Rays. They'll use it as a travel day and head to Baltimore. We'll be with you next on Friday at 6:30 right here on Fox Sports Sun. For Ron Anderson, Dwayne Stats, hope you've enjoyed the telecast and not the outcome. Rays Live, the post game, comes your way next.